Today I'm going to do a Pilates class that throws us slightly off track, literally. You'll need some space, a mat, and also a ball, slightly smaller than a football. You could use a balloon, or if you don't have either of those, create your own prop. So let's begin. So standing at the front of your mat with your tramlines behind you, we're just going to start by taking chair squats, pressing the arms behind. My feet are hip width, my tummy muscles are in. One of my favourite moves, just hold your chair squat, scoop your pelvis and roll up through the spine. As you stand up, roll the shoulders back and down. So let's try 2 more of those. Make sure in your chair squat you can feel the weight in your heels rather than your toes. Scoop the pelvis and roll up, passing a wave up the spine. Last one, scoop, use the tummy muscles and set those shoulders back and down. Now we're going to lift one heel so that that knee is bent and stand really tall through the opposite hip, keeping your hip bones level and your tummy in. Now let's try the chair squat again, trying to keep your body centered. We're not going to do the scoop, we're just going to go down and up. So we're going to do 4 of these, pressing the arms behind. Lovely, and then come up into a balance, rotate your foot one way, still standing tall, and the other, do that again. And replace on your tram lines. Have a shake out if you need to. You probably felt that you worked the opposite thigh to the lifted heel. Let's lift the other heel. Make sure you stand tall out of the hip where the heel is on the floor, and keep the knees soft, knee bent on the heel lifted side, of course. So making that diagonal shape and standing up, trying to keep your body centered, pressing the arms behind and using your tummy muscles as much as you can. Here's the last one. Lovely. And then lift that foot off and keep standing tall, keep breathing, don't hold your breath, and just do 4 rotations, keep changing direction and replace and have a little shake out. Okay, still at the front of your mat, and we're going to step back on the tram lines. Let's say right leg first, keeping the heel lifted, let your body travel backwards, bend both knees to dip down, keeping the hip bones level, and step in, change legs. So we're just going to do that again, and we're going to add some arms. So bring the arms in front, keep your pelvis steady, use your tummy muscles to anchor your pelvis. Okay, lovely. This time we're going to step the right foot behind onto the left tram line, and we're going to take the arms out wide, just to about shoulder height. So you're now on an imaginary tightrope, bending both knees, my body is still vertical, and then step back onto the right tram line. Let's try the other side. So make sure your back foot doesn't turn outwards, it still points forwards. So you're on that imaginary tightrope, from tram line to tightrope, and then back. Okay, let's do a few more. Keep going. Don't forget to breathe. Try and keep your hip bones level, don't let them wobble about. A couple more. Just nice flowing, graceful movements. We're going to go back to the tram lines. So this time, step back. So I've gone right foot to right tram line, bringing the arms in front, and then the right arm, I'm going to drop it down and rotate my chest to the right as well, taking that right arm behind, but keeping the hips facing forwards. Then I'm going to come back the same way as I unrotate, and then I'm going to step in. Left side. So you're on the tram lines, both feet point forwards. Feel that stretch in your left hip. You want to keep the hip bones facing forward. We drop that left arm, keep the right arm still, and as it goes behind you, turn your chest to the left. Then we come back the same way and float it in. Same thing, but we're going to step across onto the opposite tram line. So we're going to start with the right leg, and that's going to go across onto the left tram line. Keep the right foot pointing forwards. Okay, right arm. Left arm stays still. It's a lot harder now, isn't it, to balance? Just try and keep your pelvis steady and use your tummy muscles to anchor that pelvis. Left foot onto right tram line. So effectively we're on a tightrope. And float it back in. Let's do that again. Right leg to left. Right arm drops, rotate the chest only, not the hips. it in and change sides. Keep breathing all the way. Keep your neck nice and relaxed. Keep your tummy muscles in. Let's step back along the tram lines again with the right, but this time the body is diagonal. So you keep the back leg straight. You try and get the heel down at the back. A little lean forward of the upper body, keeping the shoulders back and down. Keep your neck nice and relaxed. And the back of the head is in line with the spine. So you don't look down, you don't look straight ahead. You just sort of gaze to the front of your mat. Okay, lovely. So from here, I'm going to push up into a balance, a diagonal balance. Squeezing the bottom on that lifted leg side, keeping the knee nice and soft. Very nice. Go back into your calf stretch. You can actually feel your calf stretching. Make sure the shoulders are nice and relaxed. Bring it into a double salute. Stay diagonal. We're going to rotate to the left, just the chest, back to center and to the right. Just moving the upper body back to center, and then you can come back in and have a shake. Let's do that on the other side. So stepping back left leg onto the left tram line. Get your body and head diagonal. Feel that calf stretch. Lovely. Keeping the hip bones level, so don't let one hip go higher than the other. Then we float it up into our balance, picking up the back foot, squeezing the bottom, keeping the knee soft, so don't lock the knee. Shoulders back, neck relaxed. Very nice. Then back to our calf stretch with the heel down at the back. Make sure both feet point forwards on the tram lines. And we come into our double salute. Shoulders back and down, tummy in. We're going to rotate right first, just the chest. Breathe. Back to center and over to the left. Try and keep your pelvis steady. Back to center, and then we can just float it in. Have a shake. We're going to do the same thing, but we're going to step onto the opposite tram line. So let's start with the right leg. So stepping back onto the left tram line, like so. Okay, still the back foot must point forwards. Push up into your balance. And then step back into your calf stretch with the double salute. Let's rotate the upper body to the left. Try and keep your balance. Back to center. So much harder. To the right, keep the hips steady. You're not moving the hips, just the upper body. Back to center and then float it in. Let's do the same with the other leg. Here we go, this is hard, isn't it? So stepping back with the left foot onto the right tram line, so one foot behind the other. Feel that you're diagonal, the back leg, up your spine and the head all make one smooth diagonal line. Pushing up into your balance, keeping the head diagonal, shoulders back, neck relaxed, squeezing your bum, keeping the back knee soft. Back into your calf stretch pose. Don't hunch those shoulders, don't take tension to the shoulders. Double salute. Let's rotate to the right. Keeping those hips facing forward, back to center and over to the left. And back to center. Let's take it down to the floor. So toes point forwards, knees are soft. Raise the arms, scoop the pelvis. Curl down vertebra by vertebra. Walk the hands forwards, all the way to the front of the mat, along the tram lines. Shoulders back, knees soft. You want your shoulders directly above your hands so that your arms are vertical. Tummy in. We're going to step the right foot across to the left tram line and back. Repeat the process on the other side, keeping the hips still. Can you do it again? And again. At any point, if you need a rest, you drop your knees, you untuck your toes, you push back into child pose. But if you're still going, this time go a little beyond that opposite tram line, a little bit wider. Let your hips turn a bit, but not your chest and shoulders. Bring it back, change. So lower body rotation, upper body is stable. Start to lower your hip towards the tram line. See how it feels. Upper body strength, keep your neck relaxed. Can you soften that straight leg knee and allow yourself to actually sit down gently and then push yourself up onto your fingertips and reach both arms in a kind of windmill towards your feet and then back onto the tram lines. Engage the tummy muscles, strong shoulders, hands on the tram lines, ready to pick up our hips, our pelvis. Bring that leg back, so you're back in a plank. If you need a rest, take one. If you need to rotate the wrists, but we have to do it on the other side if you've done it on one side. Remember, keep the arms vertical. Pass that leg across and beyond. Rotate lower body. Try not to shrug, bend your elbows instead. And gently put your outer hip down, turn your toes. Okay, if you can, pick up your arms and windmill over towards your feet. Enjoy that stretch. Put your hands back on the tram lines. Engage the tummy muscles, shoulders back and down. Breath in as you breathe out. Are you ready? Lift and bring your leg back, tuck your toes under, back into plank. Have a little rest here. Then come up onto all fours. Now normally we do opposite arm to leg, which is Superman, and you can have a go at that, lifting your leg or keeping your toes down and then sliding back in. Opposite arm to leg. And the key is, well, there are several things, but mainly keep your pelvis steady, hips above each tram line, head in line with your spine, shoulders back and down. So opposite arm to leg, without moving the body, without moving the shoulders, the chest, the hips. Let's try same arm as leg. Now I have to tell you, this is so difficult. Choose your favourite side to begin with. Lift the arm first, and then you will lean over to the opposite side. Keep your foot down, but try and lean as little as possible, or lift the leg if you feel you can. Hold and breathe. Maybe bring yourself back to the middle by 1 millimetre. And bring it in. Take a breather, try the other side. So, I would get the arm out first, then you know how much you've got to move your body over to the opposite side before you extend that leg. You don't have to lift it, but you can if you feel brave enough. Softening the knee on the lifted leg, tummy in. Breathe. And when you're ready, just bring it down. From child pose, we're going to slide the hands forward along the tram lines and then scoop your chest upwards, keeping your fingertips pointing forwards and shoulders back and down. And then we're going to roll down, bending the elbows towards you, roll down through the body, through the belly and the chest. Let's do what we did on all fours, same arm as leg. So choose your favourite side to begin with maybe. Extend the arm and lift it, lift the leg using the buttock on that side and lift the chest, keeping the opposite arm on the mat to give you a little bit of a push. Okay, hold that lift. Take that arm out wide and then pressing with the hand on the mat slightly, just rotate to the side of the lifted arm, lifting that shoulder as well, keeping your leg lifted. So turning the chest, your arm will go higher, bring it back to face the mat, and then bring your lifted arm by your side and place it on your thigh. And then again, using your hand that's on the mat, push that hand away to the outer mat edge and tilt your upper body so that the hand that's on your thigh slides down the outside of your thigh. Keep that leg lifted. Keep squeezing your bottom on that lifted leg. So you're moving from the waist. Bring it back to centre. Bring that arm in front, lower the leg, lower the chest. Okay, let's try that on the other side. If you couldn't see particularly well, you should be able to see a bit better here on this side. So, extend the arm, lift it, lift the leg on the same side by squeezing the bottom and keeping the knees soft. Lift the chest, keep looking at the mat. I appreciate that you need to look at the screen to begin with. Hold that lift, so working your lower back muscles. We're going to bring this lifted arm out wide. Keep that leg still. Then we're going to turn towards the lifted arm, lifting that shoulder, turning the chest. Hold and breathe. So one shoulder's higher than the other. Bring it back to level. Bring that lifted arm onto your outer thigh, keeping the shoulders back. And then with this hand, push away to the outer mat to give yourself a bit of purchase as you tilt the upper body, and you'll feel your hand sliding down your outer thigh. Shoulders are equidistant from the floor. You're not lifting one shoulder at this point. Bring it back. Bring that arm in front. Lower the leg. Okay, hands in line with your shoulders. Elbows about right angles. Fingers point forwards. Roll shoulders back. Engage the tummy muscles. Breath in as you breathe out. Use your chest, upper arm and core muscles to push up. And take a cat stretch. Chin to chest. Rounding the shoulders, scooping the pelvis. Bringing the feet in front, scooching forwards. Now at this point, I'm going to get my ball. So if you want to get your equivalent or get your ball, great. And I'm going to pop the ball between my knees, give it a little squeeze. This keeps the knees the correct distance apart. It also works the inner thighs, but you've got to make sure you've got your core muscles nice and strong. So pull your tummy in and keep your feet hip width as well. Don't let them come together. So you can take your hands behind as long as you're not shrugging. So if you need to bend the elbows to avoid shrugging, that's fine. Or you can have your arms in front. Low arms is easier, high arms is harder. And we're just going to scoop the pelvis like that and drop back as far as you want to. Keep your feet down but nice and relaxed. When you feel that you might lose your control, don't, and use your tummy to bring yourself back and sit tall. Okay, lovely. Let's go all the way to the floor. I'm going to raise both arms. You can keep both arms low if you like. Control it. Try not to tense the neck. Vertebra by vertebra. Jump the feet in. Heels under the knees. Feet on the tram lines. You can have your arms by your side or above your head. So you want to scoop the pelvis, peel the spine off, using the stomach muscles and the glutes, but we start to relax the glutes as we come down. Vertebra by vertebra, we return the spine to the floor. A little scoop, so we flatten out the back, jump the toes in, breath in as you breathe out, lift and collect the ball. Always have the abs in control, not your back. So if you want a bit of extra help, put your hands by your side. The legs go towards the left tram line. So tap the ball on the left tram line, or if you can't go that low, just hover above the left tram line. Try and keep your chest and shoulders facing the ceiling, but your hips might turn a little bit. Your right buttock might come off a little bit, that's fine. By the way, relax your thighs. This is the core that's working, not your legs. So we're just going to aim for that right tram line. You'll feel your left buttock come off a little bit. If you can't go all the way, that's fine, just hover. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Maybe you can tap. And then use the tummy muscles to slowly come back to centre. A super hard move, so don't worry if you struggled with that. And then put your right foot on the floor. Turn your left knee out to the side and place your left foot on your right thigh. So you can either hold onto the ball like this, or if you prefer, let go of the ball and have your arms by your side. I knew the ball would roll away. So arms by your side is easier. Shoulders back and down. Scoop the pelvis first and then roll up into that shoulder bridge, that one-legged shoulder bridge. And then if you can, just lift the ball up and over without moving anything. And back. Or keep your arms by your side if you prefer. And roll back down. Swap legs, so left foot on left tram line. You want to bend that left knee quite a lot, so the heel is under your left knee. Right foot on left thigh with the knee out to the side, shoulders back and down. Let's scoop and roll up. Once you're up there, stay lifted. Breathe as you bring the ball over and back, and then roll down. Shake out your legs. Final exercise, so grab your ball again if you haven't already, and we're going to scoop the pelvis and pop the ball between the knees. We're going to take the legs slightly over to the left, keeping the feet hip width, and take the knees away from your body a little bit, so your right buttock is off the mat. Keeping the arms either side of your thighs, so we're going to try and lift the head and shoulders, lift the head first and the shoulders, and start to use the accordion effect in your belly. So squeeze without tensing here, so it's quite hard to do that. So your lower body is rotated, just lift and lower. We're going to try 4, so that's 1, 3 more, 2, Try not to make it come from here, make it come from here. This buttock is off. 3, keep the shoulders relaxed. 4. Now can you do 4 while supporting your head? So the fact that you've got your arms now behind your head means it's harder to lift because you've got the weight of your arms for your core to cope with as well, but at least you've got somewhere to rest your head. So don't pull on your neck. Let your head feel quite heavy in your hands. Breathe as you do it. Lovely. And then lower the head to the floor. Bring your arms by your side. Bring your lower body back to center and hug your knees in. Okay, taking the knees away, shoulders back and down, arms by your side. Let's rotate the body just a couple of inches to the other side, lifting one buttock off the mat. Take the knees a little further away if you feel you can. Keep the feet hip distance apart, just squeezing lightly on the ball. Okay, so we're going to engage these tummy muscles. We're going to lift the head and the shoulders and the arms and just try and play the accordion with your stomach. So here we go. Keep the shoulders relaxed. 1, got 4. Keep your lower body still. 2, it might go to your neck. 3, see if you can manage 4. If not, support your head sooner. So that's the 4. I'm going to now support my head. Immediately I've got more weight here, but I'm going to let my head rest. 4 here if you can, keeping the elbows wide. So not pulling like that, it's got to come from here. Even if it's a tiny move, it doesn't matter. Tiny is fine. Tiny is still Pilates. Try to exhale as you lift. Keep the lower body still and inhale as you come back down. Slowly to the floor, the hands come by your side. You then use your tummy muscles to bring yourself back to center. We collect the ball. Hold yourself in a nice ball shape, have a little rock. Let's try and roll up to sitting. Bit of momentum.